Hi Aquarius, welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for being here and thank you for sharing your energy with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever message comes out is what the collective needs to hear at this time. I've set that intention with this deck and with my guides. So if you are here because this message is in your feed, then this message is for you. And if you are here because of the title, then this message is definitely for you. So let's get into the tarot and see what Spirit has. I will pull clarifiers and go deeper into the message in the extended. You can join the membership to get that video, or you can click on the link down below in the comment section and purchase the one video from Patreon. Up to you. Definitely like the video and subscribe if you like the messages. All of your interactions really help my channel to grow, and it pushes the messages out for others as well. So I really appreciate you guys doing that for me. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. So the aces are gifts from the divine, right? And the Ace of Swords is some sort of breakthrough. This is truth, clarity coming through here. So there could be some kind of breakthrough situation. Maybe if things have been stagnant, this is now a breakthrough and things will start to move forward. This is new ideas, right? So just be open to receiving this gift from Spirit, because this can really help you move forward with, mental clarity and that instant insight that you need for the swift action that needs to be taken. So the situation is the Hermit, and the Hermit is about that inner wisdom, right? Like going within and kind of withdrawing, maybe pulling back from people, places, and things, and doing some soul searching. This could be through meditation, through shadow work, and really just trying to find answers here. So you could be spending a lot of time with yourself and, seeking that information that you need to move through situations, or that you need in order to gain that clarity. But it can also be about being in isolation, right? So being alone is not lonely, right? Solitude can be really good when it's used in moderation, or when it's used in order to gain insight, to get that clarity. So the blockage here is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is about focusing on what is lost and not seeing the opportunities that are around you, right? So this person is so focused on the Three of Cups that are spilt here because of grief and sadness, right? So that I feel like this is also like being in isolation and really needing to come out of that, right? So you're in some kind of emotional turmoil and seeking answers and trying to move through things, but I feel like you're too closed off. Isolation and sadness, they should be acknowledged and treated with compassion, but also don't close yourself off so much from everyone around you, right? Always know that you have people to help you, and that there are silver linings to situations, and there are ways to move on. I feel like you might be just kind of pulled back and stuck. Mentally, physically, spiritually, all of it. I feel like it's just really kind of a stagnant energy. So the root cause of this is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is about boredom, stagnation. And again, it is about, looking to the past, but that's not going to show you your future, right? It's holding on to those disappointments or hurt from the past and not moving forward, not seeing the opportunities that are around you. And I feel like that's where that clarity is coming in. Like you're going to gain insights, you're going to gain clarity. And just realizing that, he's looking at these Three Cups here because he's unhappy with past situations, right? This could be in business, this could be in love, whatever it is. But really needing to understand that not all situations are going to turn out the same, right? And I think a lot of times we do that to kind of protect ourselves from experiencing pain or experiencing that same defeat. And that's what leads to, this boredom or not seeing new opportunities because we're so focused on the negative. So this is really about, changing those outdated mindsets or, aspects that we're holding on to and being open to new opportunities, maybe even new ways of doing things, right? In the recent past, what is affecting this situation is the Four of Swords. So again, pulled back in solitude. I feel like you did pull back your energy and kind of went into a hermit mode. And, you've probably been doing a lot of healing because the Four of Swords is very much about rest, recovery, healing. So you could have been doing shadow work. You could have been healing and really trying to gain insight on why this happened. And I feel like, when you rest your thoughts, rest your body, and you pull your energy back, that's really what's going to help you kind of move through situations, clear your mind and gain that clarity and get some introspection here. And I really feel like that's what you've been doing. I just feel like it is time to move out of that energy. It's time to come out of hermit mode and start moving forward and start opening to new opportunities. So the message from your higher self or your spirit guides, we have the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is about that inner knowledge, right? Your intuition, self-knowledge, seeing through the darkness and illuminating what is hidden. And everything you need to know is within you, right? Like you have all of those answers within you, and trusting in your intuition, connect with the divine, whatever your process is, right? And I feel like that really that's what's going to help you clear your mind too, is connecting with your intuition. And then, asking your heart for the answers and following your intuition, following that emotional intelligence that you have in order to kind of, move through situations, move through this grief, this sadness, this holding on to the past. I feel like this is spirit just telling you, maybe even deepen your spiritual practice, but definitely focus more on meditation, focus on taking care of yourself, and look within, right? Because I feel like maybe you could be feeling disconnected from your intuition as well. So in the immediate future, we have the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is independent. This is like success, enjoyment, and prosperity, and feeling gratitude for all that you've been able to achieve, right? So I always think this as like my single and independent. So you could be newly single here, but this is very much independent. And then realizing that you can handle things on your own, right? Whether you're in a relationship or not, we're all independent people, and it's being able to handle things on your own, stand on your own in order to kind of move forward. So this can also be about you putting your energy into your personal comfort, right? And taking care of yourself and gaining that self-worth back, right? Maybe this kind of took your self-worth away, whatever this grief and sadness is. And then this is you just like kind of stepping back into, feeling more stable and grounded, that earth energy. And then, kind of pampering yourself and enjoying your luxury there. In your thoughts and feelings, we have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is very logical, right? She is very honest. She is very clear on what she wants, right? She's very, she has very good boundaries, right? So fearless, but she's also fair and balanced and speaks her truth. She has like her hand out to receive things, right? So she's open to receive, but she still has that sword up. So she's willing to cut things out. She is willing to, keep her boundaries and stand up for her beliefs and herself with logic and reason, right? Rather than relying on her emotional side, she really focuses more on the logical side. You could also be feeling a little defensive, right? Especially depending on what the situation is in the past. I feel like you could be a little defensive, maybe even a little closed off, again, because we had the Hermit and the Five of Cups and the Four of Swords. Those are all even the Four of Cups. That is all very much about isolation and being closed off and not being open to new opportunities, right? So you could be feeling a little defensive, a little guarded, and maybe even a little critical, right, of yourself or others, and just needing, again, to have some compassion for yourself. So in your environment, the influence here is the Four of Pentacles. So again, the Four of Pentacles is holding back and holding onto things too tightly. But it's also about building stability, right? So being frugal and conserving resources. So you really could be, um, holding on to resources and trying to build more stability here. But it can, on the flip side of that, it can be about controlling behaviors, trying to hold on to things and needing to let go. Again, like this past energy here, holding on to the past, holding on to things that no longer serve you, and just needing to release that control. In your hopes and fears, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is like karma, good luck, things starting to turn in your favor here. So it's also like the card of divine timing, but our lives go in cycles, right? It's constantly changing. That wheel is constantly turning. So, you could be hoping to move into a new cycle. You're hoping for change. You're hoping to really close out a cycle and move on from like this painful cycle to a more harmonious one, right? And just keeping the faith that things are moving forward. And I really feel like they are. I feel like we just need to get out of this holding on to things, trust your intuition, trust in the divine, that high priestess. Like, you have the inner knowing, right? Especially if you've been going through healing and you've been in hermit mode, you've pulled back, and you've been trying to gain insight. Now is the time where you're going to move into that new cycle, and I really feel like that's what you're hoping for here. The potential outcome is the 10 of Pentacles, and I absolutely love that. So this is, building that legacy. This is wealth, abundance, and inheritance. So, maybe that's what you've been holding on to, like past memories, and now there's an inheritance coming in. Or this could just be like this could have to do with your family, because the 10 of Pentacles are very much about family. But this is also about, building that long-term stability, focusing on long-term, and then building things that are solid and stable and grounded here, right? So there really could be an inheritance coming in if that's what you are expecting. But this is also about like family, legacy, long-term stability that is coming in here for you. So, maybe focusing on the loss, but then at the end of it, we're really kind of coming out with this 10 of Pentacles, maybe more focused on the future rather than the past, and building to that 10 of Pentacles, right? Because you're the 9 of Pentacles in your immediate future, and I feel like that's going to build up to that 10 of Pentacles. And, also about like love and support from family as well. So I love that. I feel like maybe there's, you have support here with that 10 of Pentacles, and really, again, just kind of building something stable and grounded here, and enjoying the present while you're planning for that prosperous future, right? Like enjoying the fruits of your labor, kind of pampering yourself. That 9 of Pentacles is about, you have all this fruit, like she's enjoying that fruit. She has enough for herself, but she's also very giving. And then, holding your boundaries and kind of moving through what you need to, doing the work, putting in that shadow work. And then that's what's going to ultimately build that long-term stability and that prosperous future. And you could even be doing this with family, right? Trying to move on. But there is clarity. There is like some kind of breakthrough coming in here. Definitely with that Wheel of Fortune, things are kind of maybe moving in the background and you just can't see them yet. But I definitely feel like there is prosperity and abundance, good grounded energy coming in here. That's really good. I like that energy. I just feel like we need to open to new opportunities, open to, embrace this healing, and then trust your intuition on moving forward. Don't be so defensive or closed off, right? Which is hard to do when you've been through a tough situation. I don't know this situation, and that could be different for each of you, right? Who knows what it is, but definitely coming out of this and moving into this more independent, stable, standing on your own. It even could mean doing things on your own, right? Maybe you're going at this alone, but then potentially you're building a family, right? Or, your family comes in and really helps you. Maybe that's the cycle that's changing. You're getting help rather than having to go at it alone. So I really love this. I think this is good energy coming up, right? Like, obviously, in the present situation, we're kind of pulled back. We're kind of in this hermit mode. You could be focused on healing, right? Just try to accept this for what it is, as hard as it is to go through, and then open to new opportunities that could possibly come in here. Don't stay so closed off. You definitely want to heal and embrace it. Just don't stay so closed off. So I'm going to go ahead and take this into the extended. I want to pull on what you don't see coming and get some advice from Spirit. So again, if you're interested, you could join the membership or purchase the single video in the comments. If this is where we part, then I wish you the best. I hope this message helped, and I will see you next time. Bye.